the daily gambling game show that takes betting seriously, but not much else. Get our favorite plays on the totals, sides, props, exotics, and futures to jump on now.
So let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Subject some chemicals about the concept fairly known. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to Wanna Bet. I just want to make sure I get this out on Twitter. I am Jason. That is Ben. This is Wanna Bet. This is me making sure my Twitter feed has it broadcasting out. And it is an NFL Thursday, and we have been destroying NFL primetime windows. We've also been destroying Die Bundesliga. And the mighty Bayern Munich are back at home in the Allianz Arena this weekend. Yeah, we're on that early. It's a hat trick Hurricane Thursday. He's a Hall of Famer. We've got NCAA plays.
I won't push back on that.
Yeah, you can't push back on that. We're watching the match. We're watching the England-Latvia match in the studio doing our radio show. And like in the middle of the show, he gets on like the internal mic. People can't hear it. I can. And Ben's like, does Harry Kane literally score 2 goals in every match he plays? So he's like, do you bet Harry Kane every time he plays in a match? And I'm like, I don't always bet Harry Kane. But whenever I bet Harry Kane, he scores. So yeah, we are definitely on Bayern Dortmund. That would be like if the Yankees and the Dodgers, Beltway Ben, played in the same division. So like this meeting would be like if the Yankees and if they only played twice a year in division instead of like 13 times a year.
Well, because they play in like so many different leagues, right?
But this is domestically. This is back in Die Bundesliga. And this is 1 and 2 in the table. A lot of times coming off an international window, I might be a little, but I don't think anybody takes this is for all the marbles. Yeah, we've got MLB, probably, maybe. I don't know. Ben and I don't compare notes. We do our own betting. We give you our best plays here every single day, 7 days a week. First, second, third down. 3 favorite bets we made since yesterday's show. 4th down. It could be 4th and short. How to cash in the first half tonight, first quarter tonight. It could be 4th and long, like yesterday. I like the Blazers to win 40 or more games this year at plus 270. Overtime is a football parlay every single day in football season. So we are good for that. And we are good for being transparent, unlike the mooks, losers, and bullshitters out there who get paid by sports books. We really, really, really try to beat sports books. Look, my Seattle bet looked good, for an inning. So good on the Blue Jays. I thought that'd be an over game. It was. I just thought it would be like Seattle 8, Toronto 4. Boy, was I wrong. But Beltway Ben, your MLB heater continues.
Yeah, if we would have stayed away from the Nerfy, which I told myself to a million times. We also did have a comment. We had a good comment on Twitter say, let me read the exact comment. It was very funny. They compared the Nerfies. Here it is. Playoff Nerfies have joined Penn State and Sweden soccer. Never so many first inning runs in the playoffs. Crazy.
I really think if you put up like $50 on the Yerfie in every playoff game this year, Beltway Ben, I got to think you're sitting on a mortgage payment.
I can't push back on it. And it's all plus 160 or more. Like all these are the Nerfies are overly juiced. Last night wasn't overly juiced, but every time Scoop started that he cashed, the Nerfy was like minus 190. And there's been a lot of top starters like that.
I did put a $50 bonus bet on the Yerfie tonight. So take that into consideration. I was like, after we got crushed yesterday and I didn't have the balls to go against you, I'm like, you know what? Like literally when that homer left the ballpark in the first inning yesterday, I put $50 on today's Yerfie. So I probably squashed it. But Ben, continue. You're crushing it.
Yeah. Alejandro Kirk, liked him a lot. He cashed before. He had a weak ground ball up the middle, but then, of course, drives on the right field for a home run. And then Shane Bieber. In the first inning, I wish you guys would have seen my text to Jason. I was for sure that it was going to be another quick hook for him. He didn't look good. Everything was white part of the plate. And all of a sudden, he starts touching the black, the edges of the plate, hitting the black right where he needs to. And the pitches were moving. It looked very, very good. So it was good to see.
Ben attacked his mustache, but you did take it back.
I took it back. Okay, I took it back. And I've always liked Bieber. I have. The last night I was done with the mustache. I really was. But it turned out for me. He struck out 3 in the second. I'm like, all right, well, this bet's right back on track.
Yeah, Ben put in our little chat here a good thing. It actually occurred to me yesterday, but then I forgot about it. Yeah, now that we're pushing the podcast angle, I've got to make a point to not just rely on the graphic and give people the exact bet. So I will try to do better with that. I have to get that into my cranium. All right, Thursday night football. We made you wait long enough. We have been crushing. Don't use that verb. I don't use it facetiously or in a hyperbolic way. We have been crushing primetime windows. And I'm not on this one as much as some other ones, but we have given you plays on this game all through the week. And it is time to get the betting started. Beltway Ben, where are we going? We going to Cincinnati?
Start here.
Cincinnati. We're on to Cincinnati.
Yeah, we're starting here with Jaylen Warren, over 68.5 rushing and receiving. I told you a few days ago that I thought I was going to get on this. I didn't know when. Of course, the Bucs could have waited 3 days for whatever reason, but I won't get started on that. The Bengals are bottom 8 in defensive rush success and bottom 5 in EPA against the run. They're not good. And you look at Jaylen Warren this year, 11 carries, 14, 18, was hurt, missed a week, and then 11 carries. They also had the bye. In those games, he also had 2 catches for 22, 4 for 86, 5 for 34. He was hurt, and then 2 for 11. So the last week when he came back, he didn't get as much action, but you have to imagine in a divisional matchup where I know they're favorite, but this isn't a gimme. Joe Flacco got that offense moving a little bit differently last week. I do think he'll get it going. He's over this in 204 as it is, and we already agreed that I don't know that they're using him as much as they should. The Bengals are allowing 46 receiving yards per game to running backs. That's the 5th most in the NFL. They can get beat on the ground. They can get beat through the air. And I think Aaron Rodgers doesn't want to get hit, wants to get it out quick. Jaylen Warren's a guy that can always give you that. And I also think he's going to have a pretty good game on the ground. So if he can get us 20 to 30 receiving yards, which it's been regular for him through his career, I think he goes over this with no issue.
I have a bet on this in the Super Discord. I told you I had a jihad against Warren. The more work I did on this game, I lifted the jihad. I made a bet. The bet is in the Super Discord. Another thing I got to get better at. I always tell you guys that the QR code is on the screen. But if they're listening on Spotify, Ben, they can't see the code, right?
Right.
So go to my Twitter, at Jason Lockenfor. Go to @WannaBetWithUs. Go to Beltway Ben's Twitter, @BHJournalist. We have, in the bio on the Twitter, we've got the link feed. Link tree, whatever the hell it is. You click on that. It tells you how to get in the Super Discord. First down for me. It's Flacco time, hon. Come on now. Joe Flacco in prime time against Mike T. You know that boy's throwing a pick, Beltway Ben. He can't help himself, man. He tries to fit that ball in them tight windows. And I think that Porter kid, man, his dad like to punk the Ravens. I think Porter's going to get one on Flacco tonight, hon. Look, it's Joe Flacco. Have you watched him play football? No risk it, no biscuit. He's thrown a pick in 10 of his last 16 starts. He's thrown a pick in 6 of his last 9 home games. I don't think they're going to be able to run the ball in Pittsburgh because it's hard to run the ball in Pittsburgh, and Cincinnati can't run the ball on anybody. They went and traded for Joe Flacco. They didn't trade for Joe Flacco to hand the ball off. I also think he's good for a touchdown. Pittsburgh's got a really good secondary, but Chase Brown ain't getting it done on the ground. We're getting plus money here. Oh, I'm sorry. I gave the wrong stats out. Joe Flacco hasn't thrown a pick in 10 of his last 16. He's thrown a pick in like 14 of his last 16. Joe Flacco has at least 1 touchdown pass and a pick. 1-1 in 10 of his last 16. And he's hit this 1-1 in 6 of his last 9 home games. It's a short week, not a lot of practice time, and he just got to Cincinnati. Oh, yeah, and Pittsburgh's one of the top takeaway teams in the NFL. Got a better secondary than the Ravens, by the way, by a long shot, and they barely put any money into it at all. Anywho, I think Flacco will get many opportunities to drop back tonight. Oh, yeah, and Pittsburgh's pass rush looks pretty ferocious, so that helps lead to turnovers. Second down, Beltway Ben.
Yes, second down here, we will go to a play that I like multiple ways. When you look at it, Jonnu Smith, over 25.5 receiving yards. My mic sounds a little loud right now. Turn that down.
Is that me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it was like feedback.
Is it my side? I think it's my side.
It's Hendricks at Woodstock.
Might kick me out.
Coming in hot, Beltway Ben. That's all good. Beltway Ben, if you're listening on Spotify, you want to go check out this show because Beltway Ben.
Does it sound fine now?
He just got a haircut, high and tight, looking good. What does your girlfriend think? That's all that matters. Has she seen it yet? I can't hear you at all now. We lost you. Ground control to Major Tom. You've really...
You got me now? Check, check, check.
I'm fading. Can you hear
Check,
me,
check, check.
Major Tom?
You got me? You got me now?
Yeah.
Check, 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 check. I'm here.
You got you. You're back.
I'm all over. All right.
Can you sing some
I'm glad
David
to be
Bowie
back.
for us?
The mic sound fine?
Yeah, you sound good. Do you know that song,
Bowie.
Major Tom?
Maybe if I heard it. I'm not fully sure if I know.
It's actually not the name of the song. Whatever.
Oh, well, yeah. Listen, I don't give you much in that area.
Ask your pops.
But here we're gonna go.
I want to know if Papa Hall's a Bowie guy.
I will ask.
Can you find that out?
He's probably watching. He's probably watching. He might text me.
Was Maddie behind the haircut? Who was it? Was this a haircut?
No. It was me. Maddie.
100% you.
Yeah, it was all me. My hair was getting a little long, getting in the face. I needed to get it out of the face a little bit. But no, for all the people who wanted the bets, Jonnu Smith, I know it took a while to get to, but we are going to get to him. Jonnu Smith over 25.5 receiving yards. I mean, look, I get it. Everybody's on Darnell Washington. Their offense efficiency when he's on the field is good, and their EPA with him on the field is better. He's been very good. But a lot of times when you have this public jolt of a number 20 and a half, 22 and a half, we see that a letdown spot. Jonnu Smith is a joker type. They line him up anywhere. We know Arthur Smith's background with him. We know all those things have gone, and he hasn't really hit his stride yet. I mean, we saw with Miami how good he could be last year. The Bengals are allowing 65.8 receiving yards per game to tight ends. That's the 7th most in the NFL. You look at his routes run this year. 22 routes he ran last week, the bye week, 10, 20, 22, and 18. So it's been all over the place, really, but 22 last week, tied for the most he's run all year. Clearly, they want him on the field. Darnell Washington, he's up to 19 and 16. I get that. But there were 15 passing plays with both of these guys on the field. That stands out because Freiermuth, we're starting to see him take it down a little bit. He's more of a run blocking tight end.
Yep.
I do think Jonnu Smith has a big night. 25.5 receiving is good for me. And I also like this. This isn't a sprinkle. This is a regular play. Anytime touchdown at plus 340. I think Jonnu Smith, they have to utilize him a little bit more in the red zone like we saw Miami do last year. So Jonnu Smith, anytime touchdown at plus 340, and Jonnu Smith over 25.5 receiving yards for minus 135.
I am going back to the Jaden Daniels well. Could have thrown for 4 in that game Monday night had they not given 3 possessions away. And that driving rain, Beltway Bend, Dallas. I don't expect there to be driving rain because they got a dome, right? The Dallas Cowboys pass defense, if you haven't been paying attention, is allowing an opposing quarterback rating of 116.9. It's last in the NFL. 72% completions. That's 29th. 15 touchdowns to 2 picks. Worst TD to INT ratio in the NFL. 8.3 yards per attempt. That's worst in the NFL. Did you hear that part about the 15 passing touchdowns allowed? I think it's a great spot for him. I also think this is a shootout game. Dak Prescott is putting up numbers on the back of his football card, not so much in the real world, but he's going to light it up, and Washington's defense has some issues. I think it's a dead-over game. I think it's an anything I can do, you can do better game. So I like Jaden Daniels, 2 or more passing touchdowns, plus the Commandos to score at least 24 points. That will get you plus 110 right now. I'll just say where? Bet 365. Most people don't have that stuff up yet. They do. For all those same reasons, I like Jaden Daniels to throw for 3 touchdowns or more as well in this game at plus 375. The Krosky Merritt kid, everybody loves him. Bill, it's a great story. He's fumbling the ball way too much. I think Cliff Kingsbury is going to have Jaden Daniels throwing the football. And I think he'll throw it in a prolific manner. And Dallas has no pass rush, and Dallas's secondary sucks. So that should be a fun game for betting purposes on overs. That was second down, right? So third down.
Yeah, it was second down. Yeah, it was second down. That was second down. That's all me. This
all right, buddy. It's no
third down.
No biggie.
Noah Fant. last night, I could not get off of this prop. I mean, there's some times where I get a prop and I wake up thinking about it. Like, this is one of them. I just feel really, really good about Noah Fant tonight, over 26.5 receiving yards, -118. If Mike Gesicki's active, completely different conversation. I wouldn't feel this way. Mike Gesicki's injured after just playing a few plays last week, got hurt after running one route, and they moved him to the IR. Tanner Hudson's tight end too. Caught a touchdown last week. I'm not buying the hype there. I think Joe was going to get pretty comfortable throwing the football to Noah Fant. Week 1, 13 snaps or 13 routes run, 5 targets. Week 2, 12 routes run, 4 targets. Week 3, 12, 5 targets. Week 4 didn't play. Week 5, 9, 0 targets. And then Joe Flacco takes over last week, 22 on 4 targets. Joe Flacco will throw the ball to tight ends. I mean, you look at the history. Dennis Pitta, Todd Eaton, we're quite familiar with these. Ed Dixon, Nick Boyle, Ben Watson for the season he was in Baltimore. Max Williams before he left Arizona. Crockett Gilmore. All of these guys,
likes them tight ends, hon.
He loves them. He loves them. And you even look, when you look through Joe Flacco, all of his completions and who has done the most, there's one name. It's all of these Ravens that he played with, of course. And there's one name, David Njoku, who has caught more receptions than anybody else he's played with outside of the Ravens. And that's a tight end. We know how comfortable he's been throwing the football to tight ends since he's left Baltimore, even when he was here. And then you look this season, what Pitt's done against tight ends, 71.8 receiving yards to tight ends allowed per game, second most in the NFL. In recent weeks, Harold Fannin, 7 for 81 last week, and Njoku, 3 for 28. 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago, Hockenson, 4 for 39. 4 weeks ago, Hunter Henry, 8 for 90. Austin Hooper also had 2 for 28 in that game. Elijah Arroyo and A.J. Barner combined for 57. This team can get beat by tight ends, and you have a quarterback who's super comfortable throwing the ball that way. This number is way too low for me. I get it. He hasn't done it much this year, and throughout his career, there was a lot more expectation from him, and he hasn't really lived up to that. But when you have a quarterback in Joe Flacco who is extremely comfortable throwing the football to tight ends, this is way too good to pass up for me.
Love it. We are going to Deutschland, the land of Dieter from Sprockets, and where hat-trick Harry Kane plies his trade domestically for the mighty Bayern Munich. Big match with Dortmund, as I said at the top of the show. No injury issues for Bayern coming out of the international window. Luis Garcia looks great. All Harry Kane did is score twice against Latvia. Oh, yeah, he should have had a goal 35 seconds in. Called back for offsides. But he's probably the best penalty taker in the world right now. I know it ain't Ronaldo. I know it ain't Haaland. He scores with his head. He scores with his feet. He scores inside the 6-yard box. He scores inside the 18-yard box. He scores seemingly with either foot outside of the 18. He scored 11 times in 6 Bundesliga matches for the mighty Bayern. Bayern averages 4.1 goals per game in the Bundesliga this season. Beltway Ben, that's not match total 4.1. That's just them. Their games are going over 5 goals. Are they leaky in the back? No, that's too strong to say. But, like, Dortmund has one of the best strikers in the world. Starts for the Ghanaian national team. He scored 13 times in 6 games in 23-24 for Stuttgart. And he's on a better Dortmund side now. There will be goals. There will be goals. And I think in what is a battle of the two German powers, I don't think it's a clean sheet situation for Bayern. So we're playing this a couple ways. Bayern to win the match and both teams to score, plus a Kane anytime goal at plus 220. We also like that Kane anytime goal. And do we have action on Kane to score 2 times in this game? We do.
Damn right we do.
Kane anytime goal and Bayern to lead at the half and to win the match at plus 150. If you've been tracking Bayern like we have, they come out to it's like the old Bruce Lee, tear your jugular out of your throat. First move, look over here, boom, jugular out of the throat, move the camera. They score early and often. They aim to kill your soul before the 45-minute mark. Are they going to be able to boss Dortmund the way they bossed Hoffenheim? Or probably not, but I still think they're good for a 1-0 lead. They're the first 30 minutes, they just attack. The high press causes turnovers, and they just have too many finishers. They are the class of the Bundesliga, and it's not close. And I do like them to win the Champions League. So there you have it. We will be back on Bayern.
Real quick, Jeff has a question. What time is that one?
I believe that is a 12:30 kick on Saturday. As I've planned out the week, we will be back on this match for our 11 a.m. show Saturday. So I'm not giving all my Baron stuff away yet because we will be able to get in before that match kicks off on Saturday. Thank you, Jeff. And yes, we plan ahead. But do I have like 5 bets on this game already in real life? Yeah. 4th and whatever.
Yeah, it'll be 4th and short for me today. We're going to go to a spot where I just talked about how much I love Noah Fant over 12.5 first half receiving yards minus 118. Now, you can look at this and say, well, you gave out Jamar Chase first quarter receiving yards just a few days ago. Listen, with Joe Flacco, anybody can get involved, and that ball can be getting thrown all over the field, and they didn't bring him in to hand the ball to Chase Brown, who I do think plays a little bit better tonight. I think there's a lot of people – I saw like everybody in the world is betting his under on carries, and usually in those spots, again, everybody loses. That's how these buildings are built. But I do like Noah Fant over 12.5 first half receiving yards. And a big thing here is that 2-minute offense in the second quarter, which I talk about with tight ends all the damn time. Now, we won't get the fourth quarter prevent if Pittsburgh's up 2 scores. Yeah. We don't get that here. We get that for a regular number. That always helps us here. But I do think Noah Fant catches 2 passes here. And he's also big, breaks a few tackles, moves fine for his size. 12.5, to be quite honest with you, that's 1 catch for him. Joe Flacco wants to check it down to him twice. Steelers defense playing a little deep. He can get a first down, get us 10, and then we need 1 more catch. I think he catches 2 passes in the first half and should be able to get us over the 12.5 number. Joe loves throwing to his tight ends. That's really all you need to know.
Joe loves them tight ends, hon. I'm going 4th and short here as well, Beltway Ben. I'm just checking my notes here. And I haven't been hitting these, but this one really stood out to me. And a lot of books won't let you mess around a whole lot with first half lines, but one will. I mentioned them earlier in the show. They're not getting 2 freebies. So why do I like this so much? Well, maybe because the Cincinnati Bengals have played half their snaps this season trailing in games. That's most in the NFL. Maybe because it's the Bengals have a minus 80 point differential in the first half of games. Maybe it's because the Steelers have the 3rd best first half point differential in the NFL. Aaron Rodgers usually comes in. He works with Arthur Smith on the 15 play script. And they've been able to play with a lead. They also have a defense that turns you over early and often, which gives them short fields, which help them build up an early lead. Zach Taylor's not a very good head coach. That's just a fact. His teams are not prepped to play, and that tends to show itself early in these games. Now, will Flacco, look, Flacco's only been there for 1 game. Will he buck all these trends with his mere presence alone? He does have a lot of aura, as the kids would say. Huh. But for me, there's only a 6-7% chance that that's true. I made that number up. But here's what I do know about
that could be in the Hall of Shame too.
Yeah. Here's what I do know. The Bengals are 31st in the NFL in first half point differential. This is their scoring at the half by game. Down 10, down 11, down 18, down 31, down 7, up 4. So that's going from latest game to first game. How about the mighty Pittsburgh Steelers under Mike Tomlin? +6, +8, +7, +7, -2. That was the Jets game, week 1. Weird game. Rodgers versus former team. I know it's on the road. And I know Mike T ain't great on the road. And trust me, I ain't laying no points with the Steelers here. I do like the money line, but I ain't laying any points.
Yeah, there was somebody who commented asking.
And I love Mike T. I love backing Mike T. That's way too many. Mike T on the road Thursday nights, no bueno. Mike T on the road Thursday night against division opponents, no bueno. But I do think he wins the game because he's got better special teams. He's got the better offense. He's got the better defense. And he's the better coach. But I do that history to me matters. I'm very into some of those historical trends. And he got pretty pissed off when they asked him about it this week too.
He did.
In the media. So anyway, he's also pissed off that he can't tee off on Browning in this game. He's pissed off that he's got to face Flacco. So
I would do that.
Give me Pittsburgh. Like, if you just want to play this on the money line, you can. That's more like -200. But for those on Spotify, and hey, you're missing out if you're not watching the show. So rewatch it on YouTube,
especially
or
in the
on
next
Twitter.
Few days when we get more graphics. It's going to get better.
You think that's the next few days? You're putting yourself on the clock there, Beltway Ben.
Yeah, but you always got
that fly
in
haircut.
This business,
you know what? You can move faster now that you've got that haircut. You're built for speed. True. I bet it's one day. I bet you do it in one day.
That hair is not holding me down. It's a great point.
Yeah, it was holding you back a little bit.
Yes, I will agree with that.
So officially for the Spotify people, and please subscribe.
And Apple Podcasts.
Apple Podcasts.
Subscribe there as well. Else. Subscribe everywhere you can.
Yeah. Pittsburgh Steelers first half -0.5 point, -145. Overtime.
Yeah, I'll do. I don't know if we consider it overtime and double overtime, but I'm giving out 2 overtime, 2 parlays, and it's the same thing. You're just moving it up a little bit.
Free money is what it is, Butler.
It's nothing's guaranteed, but I do like this here a lot.
Nothing's guaranteed. And for the guy out there on Twitter, you'll never hear me say the L word. I don't say the L word. It doesn't exist. Mooks, shills, assholes, and bullshitters will say that word all the time. You won't hear that word on this because it's no such thing.
No. And especially
I like when people are like, well, which one of these bets do you like the most? I like every one I put my money on. Like, I mean, if I put my money on it, I don't know what else to tell you.
That's like the parlay mindset where it's like, I took all your picks. And I'm like, well, I went 6-1. You should have been up a bunch. Well, I parlayed all of them. Well, that's on you. But Noah Fant and Jonnu Smith, 15+ receiving yards. Jaylen Warren, 50+ rushing and receiving. I broke all these down in every way I can. These are all moved down to get us to a fair number, and it's plus money still.
Can you do it in German?
No.
Can you break them down in German?
Not.
Scheiße! Arschloch!
That's shit. Maybe.
A-hole. Yeah.
Pretty. That was just me putting.
Scheiße! You'll never find a better curse word than that in any language, anywhere. Scheiße!
Yeah, I'll be using that tonight if Joe misses Fant right across the middle of the field. It'll be a loud Scheiße.
Hoond.
No, the other one, but yeah, that is Noah Fant. For the other people who didn't get it, Noah Fant, Jonnu Smith, 15+, Jaylen Warren, 50+, and it's plus 114. That's the first parlay. The second one is here. Noah Fant and Jonnu Smith, 30+ receiving yards each, and Jaylen Warren, 70+ rushing and receiving. This is moving each person a tiny bit above their line, and we're getting it to plus 584 here. I mean, I think both tight ends, and we see primetime tight ends all the time. We see them get off a little bit. Both of these guys are due. Both of these guys have good situations given the defense they're facing. And I think they both have big nights. And then Jaylen Warren on the ground and catching the football. I love rushing and receiving because no matter how he does it, if he gets the ball in his hands and gets yards, we're good there.
If I got you a hat trick Harry Kane Bayern Munich jersey for Christmas, would you wear it?
Would I wear it?
Just be honest.
I mean, yeah. If you got me,
would you be into it? Like, or would you? Or it doesn't sound like you're very into it. Say no more. Just throwing it out there.
I'm not a huge soccer guy.
I know, but I just thought you might. I don't know. I thought you might.
The soccer jerseys are they? You don't think they're weird? I think the soccer jerseys are weird.
I think they're weird. Oh, with the collar?
I just think it's weird.
They don't all. Not every soccer jersey has
Really?
collars. There's a like this old PSV one. That's a normal. So you're more into something like that.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I don't like the collar. I mean,
this is old.
He's always wearing the collar.
This is from 1999. This is old. Like, I don't
Harry
think
Kane's always wearing the collar, isn't he?
I'm watching his
I became
feet,
quite familiar.
I'm just watching the ball go into the net. I'm not looking at his collar.
Me too. I'm with you. He's a very impressive player. I know who he was before, but now that you give him out all the time, you watch him a little bit tighter. I mean, it's pretty damn impressive.
Would you would it be better England or better Bayern Munich? Maybe England. Probably neither. Okay, we'll table that discussion. Did you give out second overtime?
Yeah, I give him. I give both.
Here's what I got. I like the Chiefs. They've scored 28 points in 3 straight games. They've got a door wide open for them now with the Chargers falling apart. Do I think Pete Carroll's defense could give them a little bit of trouble? Yeah, that's why we're playing this at 6.5. I don't know about them all of a sudden covering 13 and 14 on people. Like, the Raiders do suck. Don't get it twisted. But there's just something giving me a little bit of pause there. But Rice coming back, I think they can win that game by a touchdown. New England. Look, I usually don't bet against teams when they change a coach. And they clearly in Tennessee wanted Callahan out of there. But I also know Mike McCoy, and I like Mike McCoy, and I've known him for a long time. I don't think they're ready to run through walls for Mike McCoy. Like, I think they're happy Callahan's out of there, but I don't think this is a huge bump. That's a Tennessee team that's covered 4 of their last 23 games. 4-19 against the spread their last 23. And they might cover here, but I don't think they're winning straight up, right? And I don't think that New England can't win this game by at least a field goal with Vrabel going back to Tennessee. And if they get up early, this could get sideways because I don't think Vrabel takes his foot off the gas. And Drake May is playing great football right now. Chicago on the money line, Spencer Rattler on the road outdoors. Like, I mean, the Saints are better than I thought they would be, but they're not good. And Caleb is playing really good football right now. And you look at Caleb's home road splits, we will be on Caleb more this weekend. This is a favorable matchup for him. And then look, this Denver Giants game, Do I think it goes under the 39 or wherever it ends up, 38? I do think it goes under that. We're going to take it up to 48.5. So Chiefs minus 6.5, Patriots minus 2.5, Bears money line, Broncos, Giants under 48.5 Spotify's for plus. I'm going to pause. Are 35, 16, and 1 to the under, Beltway Ben. The New York Giants in September and October since 2019, 35, 16, and 1 to the under. Denver's under in 18 of their last 26 home games in September or October. Those games have averaged 35.7 total points. Since 2019, the Giants and the Broncos combined in September and October, 68, 34, and 1 to the under. That's bonkers.
That is crazy.
And we're taking it up to 48.5 to try to be as safe as possible, but nothing's safe because this is gambling and there are no locks. That's the show. Beltway Ben, for the people who are watching, and you really missed out if you're not watching. And if you watched, it's better to listen later because you might have missed something.
Yes, that's a great damn point.
Double dip. That's you.
Yes.
You watch here and then listen in the car on the ride home because you probably missed something. A kernel of wisdom, or me singing David Bowie. So there you have it. I didn't have much that was actually on the table for last night because there wasn't a whole lot of inventory. I lost the M's bet. Beltway Ben's crushing MLB bets. We have MLB, EPL, NCAA, NFL bets in the super Discord. If you're watching, you got the QR code. If you're listening, go to my Twitter, go to Ben's Twitter, go in our bio. There's a link tree. You can get in there. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Caecilius, it sounds like, will be with us tomorrow. Are we thinking noon, Beltway Ben?
Yep. It should be good.
And look, Beltway Ben got a haircut. So we might have all new graphics and a real spruced up TV looking like show tomorrow. Or maybe not. It's no rush. But it's coming. So we're excited about that. We're excited for tonight's games. We're excited to handicap more games for you and come back again tomorrow at noon with another show. You want to bet, we want to bet. Thank you for wanting to bet with us.